So, guess who's back? Back again. Chief and Goat, they're back. We're back after a few weeks off. Don't know what episode this is. Maybe 8, maybe 7, maybe 10. I don't know. It doesn't matter. We've got a new lease of life. Dan's just been being lazy. I've been sat here waiting to record. I've not actually moved out of this seat since the last time we recorded.
Well, yeah, that's a bit of a lie since you've moved into a whole new place since the last time we recorded.
That's a technicality. I'm speaking metaphorically. I am a poet when it comes to describing how you made me wait. How are you doing?
Yeah, good, thanks. You. That is, there's one thing you aren't. You're not a poet. That was, oh, here he is. We're Sunday night tonight, so he's drinking his wine. Apparently sophisticated Tom's come out today.
It's a fruity, it's working already. Fruity red wine.
Yeah. Prop up the bar and prop up Tom in a bit. So, yeah, I'm all good, mate. How are you?
Yeah, tidy, mate, tidy. Just, as you said, moved into a new pad. Just been working, still locked down, aren't we? Don't know if people have heard. There's a thing called coronavirus going around. That's not gone anywhere, sadly. But kind of happy that we got to move in lockdown because the place we were staying, although it was fun, we'd kind of outgrown it. But talking about places, did you see that people were collecting their keys to move into university houses this weekend?
Yes, I did see that. Takes you back all those about 20 years ago we were doing it. Feels about 20 years ago because I feel old. 6 years ago, 7 years ago, we'd have been picking up Catskill keys. Me for the first time to move into the house across from you, and then I weaseled my way in to your house. I can't remember picking the key up that year, but
the ferret.
Ferret, not weasel.
I remember we actually picked up. Well, I didn't pick up our keys. We actually signed up for Catskill in January of our first year, or December, or whatever. So we were ready. But we're going to come and see some people at some point at Catskill. We're going to be around. So Catskill listeners, keep an eye out. There will be some exclusive stuff going on while we're around, and obviously accommodations as well.
Send us the gate code because I don't believe Tom can still jump the gate.
I am an athlete. I weigh a lot at the minute, but that is going. I stepped on some scales the other day. Very high number. I didn't think it was that high until I googled the conversion from kg to stone. And I'm a fatty, but I'm a fit fatty, so it's cute.
Rugby player forward, so you're allowed.
That's true, but it's getting to the point I can't see me own. Anyway, so what I thought I'd do, because there's a few new listeners that are going to be jumping on, I thought over the next few weeks we'll use a bit of the podcast just to give out a bit of information about ourselves. So, yeah, I know. So what I thought we'd do, before we announce the prize winner of the first giveaway we've done, although we do apologise, 5 weeks for a competition is quite a lengthy one. I'm not even sure the winner will remember entering, but there we go. What we're going to do is we're going to ask Chief some quick fire questions today. I don't want you to take any time thinking about it. I just want you to answer straight away. Otherwise, it takes the fun out of it. Have you been prepped for this?
No, another one of the things that I wish when we jumped on here. So I'm not going to prep you about the format. Kind of wish you did.
Well, I kind of prepped you.
You said it was going to be a quiz.
Well, it is a quiz. You just got to answer questions.
On me?
I mean, surely your specialist subject. If you go to mastermind and they said you can use yourself as a specialist subject, surely you'd bang on winning.
That's an interview, not a quiz.
All right, we're going to interview you, Chief. So, losing my rag at you already, you might be my pet peeve at the minute.
We haven't got enough time for me to be your pet peeve, but you'd have a full 2 hours to fill.
So, there's only about 8 questions. So, first one, favourite season of the year?
Summer.
Favourite takeaway?
Chippy.
Oh, Savaloy?
No, fish bites.
Fish pies. Interesting. That wasn't one of the questions. Nightclub in Nottingham. Favourite nightclub in Nottingham?
Oceana, now prison.
Ooh, rough. You middle-aged man. Favourite pub in Nottingham?
The old trip to Jerusalem.
Oh, historical. Favourite sport?
Cricket.
I don't like cricket. Favourite beverage?
Cider.
Favourite TV programme?
Modern Family.
Modern Family. Interesting. US sitcom for those people who don't know. And just to help people understand you a little bit more, have you made a pretty interesting lockdown purchase at all since the start of the pandemic, or have you not bought anything, or have you picked up anything apart from this podcast as a hobby, which is relatively interesting?
I can bake some stuff now, which I never...
You bake?
Yeah, I baked a few cakes and whatnot during the start of lockdown.
I can't imagine you baking, actually.
I know.
I think that's quite out there. What have you cooked?
We did a 3-tier biscoff cake, which was amazing.
Right. Biscoff, I mean, it's been around for a while.
Why is it only that people are finding it now? Because I didn't know about it until this year.
I know. It's literally, there's tiers of biscuits, and for me, it used to be Obnobs, like chocolate-covered Obnobs at the top. That was elite tier. I think Biscoff is one. I think Biscoff is God tier. I think Biscoff is what God has with his cups of tea.
More than likely, it is the stuff of the heaven.
Stuff of the heaven, not the heavens, the heaven as well.
The heaven.
Above the heavens, it's the heaven.
The heaven, the heaven.
The heaven. So in this Biscoff layered cake, did you have the Biscoff spread?
Yeah, I can't remember. We kind of like made our own spread around it. So you made the 3 cakes, just how you'd make cakes. It's a while ago now, and this is why he probably thinks I don't bake, because I can't describe it now. 3 tiers of cake, and then you just smear it all with the Biscoff spread that you've made all over.
Oh, but that is nice.
It was very good.
Turn me on this early into a podcast, but you've managed to. We'd like to know what people have been doing. We'll read out. If we get any comments, any listeners that let us know about your weird lockdown purchases. I've made some purchases in lockdown. Well, not purchases. I mean, I did buy them. But they're all my room.
Thefts.
So they're quite thefts. Yeah, I've made some lockdown thefts. No, obviously being in this new property, I had to get some new furniture. And I've bought, right, this is going to age me. I'm 26, but sometimes I do think I'm 26 going on 86. I've bought one of them little beds, one of the little side tables, which sits next to my, there's an armchair just behind me in my left here. And it's got, do you remember when the old side tables used to have little sections on the end to keep your newspapers in? It's got that. It's my little whiskey section as a 26-year-old. How perfect is that?
That is good. So you're drinking wine on a Sunday night on our podcast, and you've got a whiskey side table. Yeah, you are old.
Look, I mean, I know some of the caliber of our listeners. I know how smutty you can be and how common you are. So I thought, to counteract your smuttiness, I thought what I'd do is I'd bring a bottle of the old Shiraz, sit down, be nice, be the polite bloke I am, because you paint me out to be this loud, narcissistic, outgoing alky.
You're very good about that yourself.
That might have been my other personalities talking at the time. Moving on from my alcohol, we did a giveaway a couple of months ago. It wasn't, it was a couple of weeks ago. It feels like a couple of months ago now. We finally have a winner. Do you know who the winner is?
Yeah, I think this is the one bit of the podcast you did tell me beforehand, and now I forgot.
Okay, so the winner of the bottle of booze to their request, I'm hoping it's a 65p pre-made Gordon Gins thing, is Alex Barton. So Alex Barton, I actually know Alex Barton, but it was just a randomised thing. So he's won the bottle of alcohol, so we'll get that sent to you. in the next 2 or 3 weeks when we can get in contact with you and sort everything out like that. So keep an eye out. We're not going to do another giveaway just yet because
this one nearly broke us because we couldn't work out how to just give it away.
Yeah, basically, we couldn't work out to give it away. My pockets are empty, and I mean, we need some sponsors basically to do more giveaways. So if you want to sponsor us, you can get in contact with us on Facebook, Instagram, or if you just email propupthepar@outlook.com. I think it's our email address. If not, then we'll cut that bit out. And we can talk about sponsorship of an episode or a series of episodes. And maybe we can do some more giveaways sponsored by yourselves. Right. We need to move on from this bit now. We're going back to something we fell in love with last episode, be that 2 weeks ago. Back with Trent Confessions. I'm going to make a jingle for Trent Confessions.
Trent Confessions.
There's the jingle for Trent Confessions. That was Chief. Thanks, Chief. This week, there's I mean, I do apologise. I did say I was going to try and not be smutty. This is fucking smutty, not going to lie. So we're just going to bang into it. There's one that I'm going to save right to the very end, which I think we'll both enjoy, and the listeners at home. I think we'll enjoy all of them, but it's that we'll start. So Trent Confessions 684. Saw on Snapchat stories my old flatmate was having a house party last night, so I called the police on her. Lucy, if you're reading this, that's for always stealing my fucking pasta. That's a bit petty, isn't it?
I think, was she only ringing the police because it was during lockdown? I'm guessing this was during lockdown. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, this was posted, I think, actually today or in the last few days. Pretty petty.
Quite petty.
I don't think I'd ever go that far.
No. I think it's just wasting the police time as well, I think.
So, in answer to the person who made this confession, bore off. You can grow up to be a Karen. Don't grow up to be a Karen. Literally, just grow up, get over it. Pasta's 29p from Aldi, man. Like, I know student times can be rough on money, but probably just don't buy a kettle or something and just buy more pasta. It's not hard. So I think we should agree on this confession to take the side of Lucy here. The reaction of Lucy having a little bit of pasta is not to try and whack her in jail and land her with a 1 gram fine or whatever it is.
I mean, Lucy is a thief and breaking COVID rules at the moment. So neither of them are
she's a dick.
Not many of them are coming out well of this story at the moment.
Just one dick's bigger than the other. This podcast. This used to get me at university. I don't know. I mean, you did journalism. There are definitely people like this in your lectures. And to be fair, you may have been one of them.
Thanks.
That's all right. Can someone please tell me WTF? You MacBook users are typing at 100 miles per hour for entirely of a lecture when I've written 2 sentences and drawn 3 cocks. I got that. How like it used to do my tits in. I used to sit there in a lecture focusing on something, and all you'd hear is just like the tapping of someone on the back. It was never someone with just like a Windows laptop, because everyone's got a Windows laptop. It doesn't matter if you have a Windows laptop. If you've got a MacBook Pro in front of you, though, you want to show that off. People want to know that Daddy bought you one, and they just tap away at the speed of light. And literally, I've written Karl Marx, and that was the name of the lecture, and that's all I've done. I'm not written any notes.
Have we already reached your pet peeve segment here?
No, I just don't like show-offs. Wow, you've got a MacBook Pro. Go to CEX and get one for 400 quid. Don't need a brand new one.
I wrote things down. I didn't take a laptop into lectures.
Exactly, I wrote things down as well. To be fair, I took so few notes at university. My handwriting was worse at the end of university than when it was at the start.
They're all online, aren't they? Everything's online.
Everything's online. You submit online. Even if you've got to submit a paper form, you've got to print it off. All the readings online.
So that's our advice into uni students this year. Save the planet, save trees, stop writing notes.
But don't be a dick and take your MacBook Pro with you. Use recycled paper, maybe.
Yeah, let's be responsible here. But yeah, take your Windows laptop, but not your Macs. Recording this on a Mac right now.
Are you recording it on a Mac?
Yeah, it's work's laptop.
Sorry, there was a bit of dead silence there. I apologise. I thought I was the one which had to bring up the poshness of this podcast.
I didn't want to bring it up. But
Chief just put himself into a class system there. And he forgets that this podcast goes out audio only sometimes, and he does things with his hands. The Queen wave. Nice little dance. But anyway.
A lot of what we spoke about already seems to have grinded your gears a little bit. But what's your actual pet peeve for this week?
So,
because I've got one as well.
You go first.
Okay, I just think we've got too much choice around things. Like, why do we need 8 or 9 different brands of tomato? And this is where this is coming from.
Of tomato?
Yeah, just tomato in my head, just everything.
Do you mean like tomato sauce?
No, tomatoes.
Brands of tomatoes?
Yeah, like just different types of tomatoes, like plum and big and small and stuff like that. So,
what's a brand?
All right, okay, different types.
I prefer the Granny Smith brand of apples.
We've done shopping throughout lockdown for our next door neighbour and my gran, and my mum and dad were going away last weekend, and I ended up doing it on the way back from work on Friday. Don't mind food shopping, pretty relaxing, apart from when you're trying to find the exact brand that you want of something or type of one. I'm like, there's just so many different versions of everything.
Yeah.
Just give me one type of cheese. I don't care.
I mean, there is a political thing behind this. I can't remember its exact name, but we are obviously limited to our choice. I think it might be a brand of communism, but we are limited to the choice we have. But there is also too much of the limited choice. I completely agree. There's nothing wrong with a nice old ripe tomato, just a normal salad tomato. Don't shorten it. Don't name it after a fruit. Like a plum. I mean, okay, tomatoes are vegetable, tomatoes are fruit. We get it. Get over it. The people that point out tomatoes are fruit in a conversation will also go out to be Karens. Just saying.
Go on then. Over to you.
For my pet peeve.
Yeah.
Right. This is something which is relatively new. Since I'd split up with my girlfriend, I forgot the term then, previous partner, I ventured back onto dating apps. And there's a dating app called Hinge where if you don't know Hinge, you put your questions in. There's questions you set on your page and you've got to fill out your answers. So as opposed to just swiping left and right like you do on Tinder, you get to work out if people have got personality. And it turns out fucking no one has a personality nowadays, apart from a fair few. Now, I had to set a rule to myself that I wouldn't match with someone if they put this particular answer down, because there was a lot of people that put this particular answer down, which I don't necessarily disagree with. I just find really immature. So one of the questions you used to be able to put, or you could still put, I don't know, is don't match with me if, or my life moral is this, or my goal is this. And there was a few people of the fairer sex. There might have been on the male side as well. I don't know. I mean, we're not as picky, if I'm honest. Being picky is not a bad thing. Being picky can be a good thing. But don't match with me if you're a Tory. Or my life moral is don't date Tories. Now, I am a left-wing member of the Labour Party. I'm a socialist. Come at me, I don't care. But if you can't get on with someone because they voted for a party you don't like, and you your only argument to them is, I'm not talking to you. You're an immature little snowflake. Honestly. Like, I have really, really good friends, and they're literally the nicest people. They're so generous. They're really kind. They're really caring. They'll do anything for me, do anything for anyone. But who voted Conservative? There is nothing wrong with them being Conservatives. But also, I've got friends, or I know people who are left-wing socialists, and they're tossers. Like, you get tossers on both sides. Just because a party, you don't agree with the legislation they put in, you can't then say, I'm not going to date Tories. And I'll let you into a little fact. As you get older, you turn more conservative as life goes on, because you don't realise how much tax you earn, how much tax you pay, the more you earn, and more so in this, and you realise how much you're paying out for stuff. You do turn more conservative, be that with a little c, don't necessarily vote Conservative, but don't go out there and say, I won't be your friend, or I won't date you because you're Conservative, because that shows you have no depth in your mind to form a complete argument or debate with someone. I mean, as much as a lecture that sounded like, you just look like a twat.
Yeah, fair. I'm with you. Just like, everyone just needs to be nicer to each other, no matter what they kind of think. It's just, in this time more than any, it's just like, oh, you think something different. If someone thinks something different from you and that riles you up enough to just walk away from them, you're the problem. Like,
yeah. Like, I have good friends who are good friends. He will put stuff and they'll go, this is the fault of those who voted Tory. No, it's not. Like, I mean, we don't blame the voting population in Germany for Hitler's actions. Like, and I'm not comparing Hitler to Boris at all, or the Conservative Party to the Nazi Party, but you can't blame someone who made a decision on a day after reading propaganda from both sides and all parties for something which happened then a year on. It's just balmy. Like, I don't get it. They tend to all look like the same as well. These people tend to be the same type of person. They dress the same. They have the same dietary requirements. They tend to. And I know there's people, I know there's good friends that will probably get pissed off at me saying it, because it's probably something they would do or have done. But just don't be a twat about it.
Fair. Anyway, you said,
it's fair.
Yeah, it's fair. It's fair. But I feel like you need to end, after that rant and after we've gone a little bit political, you need to end us on your good news story for the week. And it's going to have to be a good one, because last week we sang everyone out to Just Jack, and I think that's the best bit of podcast ending I've ever heard.
We sang each other. Oh, we did sing, didn't we? Yeah. We're not doing that today.
Okay.
Jack Johnson today.
That's what I said.
Did you ever watch Monty Python?
No.
Show. I mean, we're quite young. We were very young when it was out, if alive. But obviously, the beauty of UK TV Gold and Dave is we do get to watch things like Monty Python and Only Fools and what have you. So, in lockdown, to cheer people up, I can't remember what town in the UK, but people on streets have started putting down, this is now property of the Ministry of Silly Walks. So the Ministry of Silly Walks is an incredible sketch where someone goes in, and John Cleese is one of the characters in it. And to get into the Ministry of the Silly Walks, to get a job there or what have you, you have to walk using Silly Walks. And this bloke had gone and he was trying to get his Silly Walk accredited or something similar to that. And Silly Walk, YouTube it. If you've not seen it, it is really funny. It might be a bit dated now, but it is one of the funniest British scenes. It's nearly as famous as Four Candles and Del Boy falling through the bar. It's kind of up there at that level of humour, but it's definitely worth it. So people in lockdown were walking down these streets, and this was just residents trying to put a smile on people's faces, and people slowly, they were very British at first. Like, if there was a few people walking past, like someone from a house would dash out and do a silly walk through that section and then just go back to normal straight away. So it'd just be walk, 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 and they'd do like that, like high-legged one or something similar like that. And then just walk back to normal, completely like straight-faced. But you saw as kind of the time lapse went on over days and weeks and months, whatever, people were buying into it more and more, and it was incredibly funny, and it's definitely worth watch. If you go to the Good News Company online, it's on there under funnies, I think, or under laughs. You can see the video. It's on YouTube. It is absolutely class, and I think we should do more stuff like that in our day-to-day lives just to make people laugh. It's like, why there's some people, like a lot of YouTubers do makeup and unwrapping presents, which we still do, not makeup. We still do a lot of presents, and if you want to send us presents. But there are those people that do go and do silly things, aren't there? Like Aaron Creswell, or whatever his name is, who will finish the lyrics. So he'll start a song and then just whack a microphone in front of someone's face who has to finish the lyrics. It just puts smiles on people's faces. So I think we should, in the next few weeks and months, consciously, Dan, try and make people smile in the street.
Sounds good to me. Make people smile.
How are you going to do that?
I don't know. I'll have to think about it. You've dropped this one on me as well, like normal. But I will tell a good joke or two.
Do you want me to write them for you?
Yeah, can you send me a couple over, please?
Yeah, I don't remember the last time you produced a funny joke.
2015. 2015 it was.
2015?
Yeah.
Was it?
I don't know. I just can't remember. I know the year.
2015 was the last time you produced something funny?
Yeah.
Did someone see you naked or something? Is that why they laughed at you?
Anyway, we're ending on a nice note.
Yeah, true. So remember to find us on Instagram at Prop at the Bar. Also on Facebook. And remember, you can watch us on YouTube, our YouTube show, but we're also a podcast. We're on Spotify, Apple, Deezer, and any good podcast host. So find us on there, subscribe to us, give us a listen, give us a share. Those at Keckskill, we're not singing Dan. Those at Keckskill will be in contact soon. We'll be around. We'll hopefully have some T-shirts printed by then, so it will be very obvious. Shout out to Steve Blurton as well. He's been top fan over the last few weeks. He's messaging us lots of terms of encouragement. And also congratulations to Alex Barton. We'll get that booze over to you by the end of the day. And I'm not going to plug my other podcast. It's called Pazpod. It's about rugby. But what I asked my co-host on that at the end is any wise words. So Chief, I'm going to ask you any wise words for the week ahead to our listeners.
Don't eat yellow snow.
Don't eat yellow snow. In the first week in September, do not eat yellow snow.
Yep. It's a good one. It's a good one. Yeah.
It's a great one. Do you know what? In January, remind me to let people know Factor 50 suntan lotion. Make sure you whack it on your head. You fucking idiot. Right. Speak to you. Stop singing.
Bye, everyone.
I'm not singing out. You upset me now. Stop recording.